They tore down my oak trees. I buried their view enhancement in legal code. I own a half-acre of land bordering the Willow Grove HOA. My property is untouched, wild, and shaded by 5 massive oak trees. They have stood there for over 50 years. Perfect shade, perfect privacy, until the day I got home from vacation. I found my lawn looking like a weaponized weed whacker had gone rogue. Branches everywhere. Stumps where giants once stood. At first I thought it must be a mistake, but then I saw the letter pinned to my front door. From Willow Grove's HOA president, Rebecca Carter. It said, quote, "We've cleared your trees to improve lake views for community members. Consider it a neighborhood enhancement." My trees grew naturally on my land. I never signed any agreements. I never gave permission. So I called their landscaping company. They admitted they'd been hired directly by the HOA. They said they'd cleared every inconvenience oak tree to open up the view for residents. Worse, fines were already waiting in my mailbox for untidy property because the HOA deemed the remaining foliage unsightly. I wasn't going to let them destroy my land. The next day, I hired a licensed surveyor. When his official boundary report arrived, it proved every single stump was inside my property lines. They had trespassed by at least 12 feet. Perfect. Now I was armed with proof. But I didn't stop there. I contacted an environmental attorney. Turns out those oaks weren't just any trees. They qualified for special protection under the state's Heritage Tree Act, which carries triple damages for wrongful removal. At our first hearing, Rebecca showed up smug. Look, we did the whole community a favor. These trees blocked views that HOA members pay thousands for every year. Those payments don't grant the right to trespass or destroy protected trees. We also have your landscaping contract admitting you directed the removal. When the judge ruled, it wasn't close. The HOA had illegally trespassed, and the trees were protected. They owed me 3 times the environmental damage penalty. But the real blow came in the judgment's final clause. The HOA was mandated to replant and maintain every tree they removed, under my strict supervision and at their full cost. I showed up the next week with my attorney. I chose every replacement tree species, planted them myself, and signed a legally binding oversight contract. If any sapling died, the HOA would pay again.